Yo guys, welcome back to another league racing video on the channel. Today we have PSGL round 2 here at Qatar, and this is one of my most race tracks this year. I have had 6 league races on this track before this. One in PSGL, one in UFRL Tier 1, one in UFRL 100% Tier, one in UFRL Inter-Tier, one in PSGL, and one in a UFRL pre-season race. So it's safe to say that I have had a lot of experience with this track, and I'm looking to put that to use in today's race. And this is my last qualifying lap. We did a lap earlier on, and we got P6 from it, but we invalidated the second lap, and we're looking to gain around 4 tenths here. And as we can see, we're already 2 tenths up out of the first 2 corners. So but coming through this corner we have a massive snap and we lose practically all that time. But I've got to get my head down. I know there's a lot of time to gain in this lap, and we are going to be searching for pole as Sarking retires in the pits. He is not going to have time for another lap, but we are just gaining time in practically every single corner, flat out through here, taking it wide, tucking it inside on the power nice and early, up 2 tenths. 2.5 tenths now. Not exactly sure how this has happened, but we set the fastest purple middle sector of the qualifying session, and I should probably say that the guy on pole has not come out for another lap, so he will not improve his time. And we are 3 tenths up going into the last corner. Turn off the ERS to have enough power to make it to the line. On the power nice and early, 4th gear through the final corner. Now it's just a race to the line. 3 tenths up. Where will we go? We're P2.
Should have had pole, man.
I should have had pole because I lost 2 tenths in turn 6, and
Yeah,
I just basically threw it away.
That is so annoying.
But we are P2, so there's always positives to this. So we are P2 going into the race, I should say, which is a lot better than the P7 that we had in Japan in the last round. Which I should probably say about the last round. We ended up getting P3 after the penalties.
Should have been pole.
And so we got a podium in the first race, which is very nice for me. Like, I'm coming into this race with full confidence, especially with that P2 now. Gonna go for the risky strategy, and we're actually gonna go with the hards to start off the race, which is a bit of a risk considering the safety cars that could happen. But it's 5 red lights and away we go. Get off the line decent, up into 3rd gear. Just trying to get a good getaway. We cover off Burge into the first corner. Apjevet got the better start on the medium tyres. But I've done no race laps. I've done no race laps in practice for this. So the car right now feels like a boat to me. I am not comfortable after the first 2 corners. And through these turns, 4 and 5? It just feels heavy. Apjevet is just pulling away instantly. And I'm not looking to keep up with him because I did choose the slower tyre to start the race on. But we're just looking to see later on in the race if we can get used to the tyres, if we can start pulling in, and then maybe we can win if there isn't a safety car. But if there is a safety car, then this could go badly for us. The same as it did when we did this exact same strategy in last season's race in PS F11. We did the same strategy and it did not work out for us. The safety car came out too early, and we're taking a risk basically. Like, I'm just really hoping that people can keep it on the roads, considering it is a very open circuit and safety cars are very unlikely to happen. After the end of the first lap, Apjevet already broken DRS, not surprising, but we're just needing to try and keep ahead of Berger, and maybe if Patrick in P4 on his medium tyres, maybe if he can catch us in the first few laps. We're just going to have to defend from him basically. First corner, we go deep. I'm not comfortable yet with this setup, not with the setup, with the race tyres, because I've only done time trial laps in preparation for this, because I just didn't have time to practice. Nothing happens until start of lap 5, where Patrick did overtake Berg, and he is now behind us. We're going to try and break the toe, but he's just going to get the toe. Not going to fight it too hard, so we pull to the left, let him through. He is on the faster tyres after all. and hopefully he might be able to pull us along to Apuvet, who is in P1 by 2.5 seconds right now. He is too far ahead for me to have been able to do anything, so it was not worth defending from Patrick too hard. End of lap 5 now. I'm guessing, yeah, just on the end of lap 5. Apuvet is about the same distance away, up in the lead. Patrick hasn't been able to pull away from us, but he is trying to break the toe right now. We're going to open the DRS, use a little bit of ERS on the start of the straight, because I wasn't planning on going for a move, but I was gaining too much. I had to go for it. So I turned on the ERS and get the move done nicely up into P2. And Apuvet 2.2 seconds ahead. So we have gained a little bit by letting Patrick through. So maybe on the start of the next lap we're going to keep going back and forth and back and forth. Just gonna have to see what happens, because I feel like I'm in the fight for this win. And same again, Patrick, just a lot faster. Gonna pull away, let him through on the inside, and drop down to P3. But yep, I mean, I'm not running out of things to say apart from the fact that Apuvet is still 2.4 ahead. We're in a nice train of hard runners behind us, with Berg and Old Wine behind us, also on the hards. And then it's a DRS train down to like P10 or 11. There's quite a lot of cars out of sync with the rest of us right now, which is, I guess, ideal for us, because if there isn't a safety car, there's like, how much is that? 7-8 cars that are out of our way. On the end of lap 7, missed the apex a little bit. Patrick gets an awful exit. I'm pretty sure he got a warning for that for track limits. But we're just going to have to go through with it. We overtake him up into P2, start of lap 8. And there's a safety car.
That's good. That's not their time anyway.
I think at this
This is
point it's
still
a
fine.
good thing that this has happened, but it really isn't.
My dog just
Because
barged into my room, and
anyone on
put me
the
on
medium
autopilot the
tyres
whole time.
can go onto the hard tyres and go to the end,
always
whereas
felt.
we can't do that because the tyre wear is so bad. You can see Apuvet pits, Patrick pits, and surprisingly enough, Merlin pits, who is also on the hard set of tyres. And as you can see on the minimap, basically the entire grid has pit, bar me, Berg, and Old Wine. So there are 3 of us that have stayed out, even all the hard runners that were behind me.
Everyone boxed, man. What?
Everyone boxed. Like, even the people behind on the hard tyres are going onto the mediums and then probably going to box at the end. But onto the end of the safety car, we are in complete control of the restart. And in the top left you can see that Apuvet on his fresh hard tyres is already in P4. So it's not looking good for us at all. He's way too close. I thought that this strategy might still work if we managed to like have him like maybe P7 or 8. But the fact that everyone boxed really ruined me here. We get a decent safety car restart. We pull away to the right to try and break the toe. Everyone follows me. And yeah, it's clear. I thought there was going to be a yellow flag there for a minute, but there isn't. We're feeling comfortable on these tyres now. Still not great, but Apuvet is already into P3, and it's looking very bad for us right now, because he's already up a place straight off the restart. He's going to be going to the end, but as you can see at the bottom, he has left the session. He got a DC, which is very unfortunate for him. He's got a disconnect, and he is going to be trying to join back into the race, but there's no one to send him invites because the only people in the lobby right now are racing. So he's not going to get an invite back, at least unless someone like pauses it and then sacrifices some lap time to invite him back in. But I can only imagine his Haas teammate doing that. But I still don't. I don't see that happening. We are trying to break the DRS to Berger behind us, as there is a yellow flag for, I'm trying to remember who is in the Alpine, but I couldn't tell you, to be honest, but there was a spin. No safety car from it though, just he's back underway. Still in a massive train, but we managed to break the DRS, and Berg gets the 3 second time penalty for track limits out of the fast left-hander, which is unfortunate for him, but this is a prime opportunity for us. We cut onto lap 12, still broken out of the DRS. Patrick is on the next immediate threat, but we have a massive snap of rail lock, and we lose like 4 tenths. We lose it all. But Berger, I would have put a clip in, but I forgot. But there is an issue that he had, basically, where he was coming out of that like medium speed left-hander in sector 2, and his car just froze, like it just stopped.
I don't know what to do, but I don't want to box.
Imagine resetting to track, just like at max speed down a straight though.
17 laps on mediums.
Like that, it was very unfortunate that it happened to him. But I made another awful strategy call and decided to stay out under the VSC, trying to match the Delta. It's at 1 second right now. We lift off and it goes to 2
What
seconds.
happened to the Delta? It just went
So
to 2 seconds.
we have lost a second in that VSC, and
lost
this
me
has
so
just
much
worked
time.
perfectly for Patrick, who is like now right behind us. So he was over a second behind us, but not anymore. He's got lucky with the safe VSC Delta, and he is now 2 tenths behind, and everyone behind him is on a fresh set of tyres. So we are the only person on the grid to not have boxed. We defend up the inside there, just to try and keep him behind for as long as we can. He's just got the better traction than us. He looks like he's going to go for a move up the inside, but he decides to think better of it because that is not an overtaking corner. We don't want another incident of Otis Lawrence and Ismail Fasu in WRR around here. We don't want any of that. None of that today. But we need to use our ERS right now.
That VSC Delta's just completely ruined me there.
As you can hear me say, the VSC Delta ruined me. End of lap 13 though, pretty sure I just cut on a little bit to the end of the lap. But Patrick and Rogerwell are both right behind me, and I'm a complete sitting duck in the straight, because they both have the DRS and they're probably both using ERS. They both breeze past. We run deep into turn 1, which puts us immediately under threat again from Langfiel behind, who is, I think, a friend of CPI Matthias, who is in my UFRL league, and he wants me to get beat by him. And right now it's looking like that's the only possibility here. We defend the inside line into the hairpin, the slowest corner on the track. We defend him off, but because he has the traction, he's able to try and hang it around the outside. He's going for a move around the outside. We leave him the space we have. We don't actually have a snap of oversteer, but I decide to back out. And yeah, we're dropping like a fly right now. It's looking like it's only going to continue for me to drop, because we have Jamie behind, my teammate, on fresh tyres, one back behind on fresh tyres, and it's not good. We've made an awful strategy call here. We need to try and keep in the toe of Langfiel, but Jamie goes, one back goes, and now Linus is behind us.
Yeah, I don't know how.
And we're going to have to box this lap, basically, because the tyres are gone.
Well, no, I know how.
Nothing's working.
New tyres are so OP in this game.
As you can hear me saying, on this track, the new tyres are so much faster than any old tyres. You can have 1 or 2 lap pressure tyres, and it's game over for the person on the older tyres. Wombat and Jamie up ahead are having a mighty old scrap. We defend the inside to Linus behind, because I'm only looking back at this point. I know the cars ahead are going to just basically check out and leave. Linus goes around the outside. Now it's when we get the snap. We have to save the car, and he's gone through, and that's the sign that I need to box. I was thinking of staying out another lap, but there really is no point. We boxed the end of this lap. You can see me leaving the pits in P14, and it's looking very bad. And it's looking like in the next 13 laps I'm not going to be able to get anything out of this race. Maybe a P10, but it's very unlikely. We come out ahead of Berg, who boxed a lap before us, or he boxed under the VSC, can't quite remember. But everyone around me has penalties. We set the fastest lap with a 1:23.897, but that's all that really happened for a while. Start of lap 21, Rogerwell, Sarking and Oldwine all box for new soft tyres to run to the end of the race with. They were all part of the group that were on hards to start the race, but boxed under the first safety car. And they're going to be a big threat to us, because only 3 seconds behind for Rogerwell. And as I said a second ago, older tyres have got no chance against fresher tyres. And a lap later, you can already see he's gained a second. But we have managed to pull in on Kama and Oldwine ahead, who are both on mediums from the first safety car, I believe. So their tyres are going to be on like 60% at this point. They will struggle to get to the end of the race. But we use our ERS and the DRS, we move to the inside. On Kama, we go to the inside, into the first corner, we get the move done pretty convincingly. And now we're already looking ahead on Oldwine. But I have the biggest snap of oversteer you'll ever see. And that basically ruined my race, because it's dropped me back down to where Rogerwell is within 1 second of me, and we lose the place to Kama, when we really should have only been having to look forward, and maybe Kama holds up Rogerwell as we try and break away. But yeah, this wasn't my race, clearly. Staying behind Kama right now, not able to find a space. Rogerwell all over us, Wombat all over us, Langfiel I think that is all over us. It's looking like we're only going to drop down to maybe outside the top 10. Kama is very slow out that corner. We have to back off, but then we have to use our overtake. We go round the outside in this fast sequence of right-handers. It's a very dangerous move to pull off. You need to be very trusting in the car you're going side by side with to leave you space, which he did, but unfortunately for me, Rogerwell also got past in that same move as I did. Very disappointing, but he's on the fresh tyres. He's going to move to the inside and almost definitely get the move done into turn 1. And he's going to be miles quicker. This is the strategy I should have done. I should have boxed for mediums under the first safety car. I think you'd think I would have learned from the last race I did at PSGL here, but we didn't. We have not learned a thing. And next lap, Wombat's passed, and up ahead, Oldwine gets overtaken by Rogerwell. But I think we're going to try and fight this. We just see that we are equal in straight line speed, but we're not able to get anything done here. Wombat keeps the position, and with 4 laps to go, P8 is looking like a very good result for us, which is wild to say considering we started P2. But we've caught up to the people that haven't boxed since the first safety car, and their tyres are awful. TVH is just a sitting duck. He's going to be holding us up quite a lot in these corners, which is going to be disappointing for us. Almost get a penalty there for track limits, but we didn't. I looked to go for a move, but think better of it. And suddenly, there's 4 cars ahead of us, which is meaning that P4 is on the cards here, surprisingly. But we have 2 laps to go. We have to overtake 4 cars and defend from Jamie behind us, who is broken to within a second now. But Senna is so slow. He's holding everyone up, which is what is giving me the chance to potentially pick up a decent haul of points. TVH up ahead, NL, I don't know what his name is, but we have to move to the inside. We have to go for this. We get through cleanly, which I didn't expect to happen. We did lose quite a bit of time there, but that was a move we had to get done. He ran deep. He was just slowing us down. His tyres are done. But up ahead, Senna and Wombat going side by side onto the final straight, staying side by side. We're opening the DRS and the ERS. We've got all the straight line speed in the world. Moving out, getting past Senna. He tries to defend it though, which is a little bit frustrating for me. And he does actually hit us, but he doesn't take us out. We have to try and stay wide there, because we would have spun if I tried to stay on the track. But very fortunate for us that we managed to stay on the track there. And P4 is right in the distance. Start of lap 29, the final lap of the race, using absolutely every last bit of ERS we have. Using our DRS, pulling to the outside, trying to brake later, which we do. Hold it around the outside. He's looking like he's still got the position, but we still have the traction and the inside line into turn 2. And we managed to get the move done nicely through turns 1 and 2, and we are in P5. We move to the inside to defend, and we manage to defend. And it's looking like Wombat's got ahead. It's not looking like we're going to be catching him anytime soon. Defending the inside, running a little bit deep. Oldwine is all over us. 63% on the front left tyre, by the way. How I've managed to keep this on the track is beyond me. but somehow we have managed a P5 at least until the final straight, because he could definitely get us back. Wombat has a moment, but he's still on the faster tyres, of course. But cutting... No, we don't cut. Like, I always do this. I put a cut in, and then I don't actually cut, like, to another clip. I need to start getting better at that. But Old Wine is looking like we have the better of him. Patrick takes the win after boxing and just being completely clear the whole race. Him and Linus come across the line in P1 and 2, using all the ERS to the line to defend. And we finished the race in P5. It was a very chaotic race, and I don't know how I even managed to get P5 in the end. It was looking
So
like
basically, if I just started,
it was looking like that if I was to go onto the hard tires or start on the mediums, I would have like been P2 minimum. But it's looking like after I boxed that I was in P14, it did not look like I'd get any more than P9.
I swear my front left was on
So I'm very
70%
happy
at the
with
end of the
how I
race, and
performed
boxed on my normal box lap.
to manage to get into P5 and finish the race here. And currently we are P2 in the championship. Patrick is the driver ahead of us after a P2 and a P1 finish. We're in the fight this year. Apuvet has been unlucky to get a DC, but we're definitely in the fight for the championship this season. So if you enjoyed this video, I know it's a bit more monotone, my mouth got very dry towards the end, but remember to like, subscribe, and keep posted for any more videos. Next week is Hungary. See you in a bit.